Jo, 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 willkommen bei der Familie Shekerji. Sag mal hallo.
Jo, yes.
Hello, welcome to Cynic Critique, where we get real with cult films. I'm your host Brian, and with me always, my brother, co-host, my bro-host, Thomas.
Hello.
This episode is part 2 of our second season of Femme Fatales. Last week, they stole to survive. This week, they run and reckon with loss. So it's 1998's Run Lola Run, and the more recent In the Fade from 2017.
You say more recent and then name a film like 8 years old.
I mean, it's more recent when you think of what we normally discuss.
Yeah.
We're normally...
In the 2000s.
Yeah, it's rare we visit anything post-2010.
Yeah. Anyway, I'll get started on Run Lola Run from 1998. Written and directed by Tom Tykwer. It was on a budget of 3,500,000 Deutschmarks, or $1,750,000.
Okay, US dollars.
Yeah. And it grossed, I have 2 here for this.
Okay.
IMDb's gross is apparently $7,760,911. And then according to Wiki, it was $23,700,000. Big difference.
Do you think the Wiki's taken in like DVD sales and stuff?
Maybe.
Like domestic sales?
Possibly.
Because I think Wikipedia does that sometimes, but it sometimes breaks it down and sometimes doesn't.
Yeah. Anyway, it stars Franca Potenti as Lola, Moritz Bleibtreu as Manny, and Herbert Knopf as Vater, Lola's father. Synopsis from IMDb. After a botched money delivery, Lola has 20 minutes to come up with 100,000 Deutschmarks.
Do you want to start with your thoughts?
First time watch was one of them where I think it you understand instantly why this is such a big film for like movie fans.
Yeah.
This for me went up there. Probably not one of my favourites, but definitely up there as a well recognised and sort of a benchmark in films to measure to. The pacing of it, the direction of everything's like just what you want.
I was pleasantly surprised by this, mostly because it's a film I've been wanting to watch for what seems like all my life now. Never really knowing what it was about, and I cannot explain how pleased I was that I loved this film. It's frenetic, it's kinetic, it's chaos with structure in a way, and I think it's beautifully done.
Yeah.
Because in a way you don't spend all that much time with Lola.
No.
But the whole film is around Lola.
Yeah.
And Potente was amazing in this, I think.
Yeah.
People know her from Born Identity and, well, there was another film and I can't remember what.
I'm just going to say Titans as Mother Mayhem.
Oh yeah, season 4.
Yeah.
Yeah, she was like the series villain, wasn't she?
Yeah.
I'll just see if I can find it. I know there was something else she was in that I was like, oh yeah. Oh, she's back from Born Supremacy.
Incredible.
But no, she's absolutely brilliant. Oh, she's in The Conjuring too.
Yeah.
And we just watched her in Psych, which is something we've mentioned recently from Val Kilmer.
Yeah.
So that was cool.
She's in Blow.
That's not the film I was after, but yeah, a film that's supposed to be good that I still haven't seen.
Yeah.
But Creep, the subway, the British horror subway one.
Yeah.
She was the lead in that, apparently.
Yeah.
I love that film, so I expect that to be covered at some point.
Yeah.
But yeah, she's absolutely brilliant here. Well, everyone's brilliant in this, to be honest. And it's high concept, low budget.
Yeah.
And in the best way, you know. It knows how to use its budget to deliver what it does. Because it's also a simple premise, really.
Yeah, I'd say I'm surprised there aren't really many other films like it, but I guess we covered one quite recent with Crank, which gets compared to it.
Yes. I kind of think, although similar to Crank, it's very different.
Yeah.
I honestly thought you were going to mention something from our what was it called? Did last year with all the sci-fi.
Yeah, Time is Relevant.
Yes, I thought you were going to bring up something from there. But it's a very well-made, tightly woven story. I will say the concept of this is the perfect blueprint if you want to do a Flash movie, low budget. You know how they use Seven as a blueprint for the Batman? And
Yeah.
I think this is perfect blueprint for the Flash.
Yeah.
Simple, motion, crime, You know, you can add some little elements in to make it a little different, but the overall premise just perfectly fits in. Anything else you want to say on this?
You're on about her being great in this, and there's the stuff about her smoking 2 packs a day, and she was doing running. Had to wear the big Doc Martin boots, and she was offered trainers, but she had no time to do that on such a tight schedule. Keep swapping footwear.
Yeah, what's funny about learning that is when we were watching this, I was like, she has to have bloody good cardio to be doing all this running. Because she's pretty much running for the whole film.
Yeah, great job.
Phenomenal. Although I kind of want to blame this for what we ended up with for Taken. 1,581 transitions, edits, dissolves, wipes, etc. within a 71 minutes of action.
She didn't do that climbing a fence.
Oh, you think, that was just Liam Neeson climbing a fence? Yeah. And, it's Taken 3, that one, isn't it?
Yeah. Taken 3. Swap out the husband. Only if you've seen Taken 3 that you'd understand that.
Yeah.
Luckily, I'm not here to talk about it.
Lucky for who? It also says some films were filmed on video rather than film, resulting in a noticeable late 20th century standard definition TV quality, which I feel bad, but I didn't notice.
No.
Although I was too encapsulated with what was in frame and the whole style. There's also a really 90s animated scene in this.
Yeah.
When the film starts, when she runs out her apartment past her mum and stuff, which I don't quite understand why that scene is animated.
I thought I was going to get explained in the trivia somewhere.
Yeah.
But no, what is explained in, he's supposed to get her frantic thoughts, and I thought maybe it was to do with that, to add to the whole...
It's very, 90s Cartoon Network-y, isn't it, sort of stuff?
Yeah.
I mean, I didn't hate it. I'd maybe just prefer it weren't there.
Get her down them stairs quicker than her doing it.
Yeah, I guess. If I'm right, she does a few jumps, doesn't she, and stuff. So maybe it was to save on stunts.
Maybe.
But I can't imagine animating a whole, 90-second scene? Or however long it was. It's cheaper than getting a stunt crew.
It was weird. Because it did it there, I thought we're going to get another animated sequence.
Yeah, later, I expected a few more animated sequences after that, but no.
Don't know if I was upset by that or not. It's such a strange bit, and then have to do it again. Yeah. Then again, crank.
Yeah. In fact, we've got a few other films in this Femme Fatales season that's got a bit of animation in, oddly. So maybe it's a reference to something earlier. Who knows?
Not me, that's for sure.
See, this is something I hadn't noticed as well. Spirals appear frequently throughout this film.
Yeah, it says frequently, but then on the trivia it only gives a couple.
Yeah, staircases, bar signs, but you've got the roulette wheel.
Yeah.
Do clocks count?
What clocks are you looking at?
There's a few clocks, but I don't know if they count as spirals.
I wouldn't say so, they're just circles.
But yeah, apparently due to Takwa's admiration for Alfred Hitchcock's Vertigo.
Yeah, just thought it was strange. I think he does that stuff in all his other films.
Maybe.
References Vertigo.
Apparently many thematic elements in it were inspired by Kozlowski's Blind Chance from 1987, which is a Polish film, I think you said.
Yeah.
Did you see that there's 2 famous quotes in this film, in the opening? The ball is round, the game lasts 90 minutes. Apparently it comes from a legendary German soccer coach, Sepp Herberger. The written quotation at the start of the film is from T.S. Eliot's poem Little Gidding, reflects the film's focus on cycles and self-discovery.
That's interesting.
Yeah, and this film helped inspire The Legend of Zelda, Majora's Mask from 2000. I don't know much about that game. In fact, that's the first time I've heard of that game.
Yeah.
I didn't realise there were so many Legend of Zeldas. Whenever I see a new Legend of Zelda, I always feel like, it's a remake or they've changed its platform, like what console you can now get it on or something. I didn't realise it was a sequel or a spin-off or a prequel or whatever else. I just didn't know that many Legend of Zeldas.
That's a lot.
Yeah, apparently. Did you see that the old blind woman he meets is played by Manny's mum? Well, the actor that plays Manny, Moritz Bleibtreu, is played by that actor's mum anyway.
Yeah.
I thought that was a little cool. Budget saving as well, I guess. Hey, Mum, I'm starring in a movie. Fancy to be in it?
No.
And apparently the narrator at the beginning of the film is Germany's most famous fairy tale narrator, Hans Peisch.
Yeah.
Apparently he's instantly recognisable to German audiences.
Well, good for them. I didn't recognise him. Sorry, Germany.
I like the idea of a German guy writing that in the trivia and then other Germans just reading it going I didn't recognise it. Who's wrote this? Americans. Jason Blum, who now does Blumhouse, had the opportunity to acquire this when he was working at Miramax and passed, which apparently he who shall not be named, but I'm going to anyway, Harvey Weinstein angrily throwing a burning cigarette at him.
I mentioned the frantic running and how you're supposed to get her thoughts while she's going through, because the director, he also composed the techno music
for
that bit, and Tente did the vocals on it.
Who?
Tente.
Right.
She did the...
Oh, right, I didn't notice.
Yeah.
Didn't even read that.
Pretty cool.
Yeah.
Two other people who do the music on there. Reinhold Hale, who also does music on The Cave, 1 Hour Photo, Deadwood. Well, either the other guy, Johnny Klemek, he also does those as well.
Right. 1 Hour Photo is a brilliant Robin Williams film.
Yeah.
And The Cave isn't all that bad. It was like a knockoff of The Descent, but I really like it.
They do The International and Cloud Atlas with Taika as well.
Okay.
He directs them.
Well, it's directed with Cloud Atlas.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought that was the Wachowskis.
He does a bit as well.
Right, okay. Oh, because obviously it's like 3 or 4 narratives, that
Yeah,
film, isn't it?
Because Taika and Klemek, they also do a bit of music on Matrix Resurrections.
Nice.
Not really.
I just heard the word Matrix and I got lost in that for a while.
Yeah.
I've already done my Matrix thinking of the day before you ask.
I don't ask, I just know.
Okay. I know some people ask.
Some people. One of my favourite things was Taika thought he was going to get some criticism from audiences when Lola and Manny are talking from either side of the glass and can hear each other. He thought people would question how they can hear each other, clearly.
Alright.
But no one seems to bring it up.
I questioned it while we were watching. I remember now. I did, right?
I don't remember.
Oh, you're just trying to make me look like I'm bragging now.
Yeah.
Thanks.
I don't remember. Do you have it in your notes so you can prove it?
I can't find my notes for this. I told you that the other day.
That's convenient.
If it helps, I can remember what glass you're referring to. It was the storefront window.
Yeah, I knew
of where he wants to run.
I want glass.
Right.
Glass it was as well.
Oh, can we share, like, why they need the money? Well, we don't really know why they need the money as of such, I don't think. It's alluded to.
Yeah.
But obviously, he's already got the money for this payment as Manny.
Yeah.
But it gets stolen by a hobo who often gets seen later throughout the films, like buying a push bike and stuff like that. Oh, it's so good. It's got a real good sense of comedy to it. Every scene with that hobo is gold.
That was the planned sequel for this movie as well.
You've been serious?
Well, not a planned sequel, but if he was actually going to do a sequel to this, it'd have followed that hobo. So he claims.
I'm gutted it never happened now. Feel cheated out of a 5-star movie.
So do I.
Did you see that Taika hated empty spaces on wall? An empty space on the wall in the casino. So he asked production designer Alexander Manasseh to paint Kim Novak from Vertigo, and apparently Manasseh painted her from behind because he didn't remember what her face looked like. Did you see that?
Yeah.
I thought that was a good bit of trivia. Apparently the clock in the bank was broken using a small air rifle firing a stone, not CGI or traditional effects. I've read that 4 or 5 times. I cannot think what it's referring to.
I couldn't either, that's why I left it.
I was hoping you could square that up for me.
No.
I was like, that's what I need to keep in.
No. Someone afraid, like, how can they not remember the clock? It's a big part of the film, but I just...
It also took 5 weeks to persuade Berlin supermarket, Bol, or Bolla, in brackets it said here, to let them shoot that robbery scene in there. I had to give up after about 2 weeks, I think, and be like, I'll find another supermarket.
They really wanted that one.
Apparently.
Must be like the only good one in that area for it. The filming must have good lighting.
Now, see, we wouldn't have known this, but now I wish we had. This film apparently contains a famously bad English dub. It's ranked apparently amongst the worst in history.
Yeah.
We need to go back and watch this with the English dub now.
Yeah.
If I can find it.
But they've redubbed it now. I hope they have.
Did you see that apparently there's a post-it note in the ambulance that reads the date of 23rd of the 5th, 98, which is apparently Tom Tykwer's birthday.
Right.
But it's not, because it says he's born in 65. Why are you laughing?
Your birthday.
Yeah.
Not date of birth.
But your birthday is your date of birth.
Your birthday is like every year, and it's like...
You're not born every year, Thomas. You celebrate your birthday, but it's not your birthday, is it? What?
Right.
And also the English translation being Run Lola Run is inaccurate, because it's called Lola Rent, which actually means Lola Races, which apparently better conveys the film's frantic energy. I disagree. I think Run Lola Run is way more frantic sounding than Lola Races.
Yeah.
And the film is included in the 1001 movies you must see before you die, edited by Stephen Schneider.
Great.
So that's another one I can cross off in my book.
Yeah. You can die soon.
We can all die soon.
No, I mean, surely nearly seen all them thousands.
I don't even think I've seen half, actually. No. I need to get back to working on it. I was doing quite well at one point.
Then you can die.
Yes. If anyone finds me, please know it's because the book never had more movies in it. I have to keep buying the latest release to see what they've added for that year. Because it's always 1001, but they take some out and replace them with new ones from that year.
Yeah.
I feel it's cheating just to resell the book.
Yeah.
Bry don't fall for it, Thomas.
Who?
Bry. It was an easy way of saying but I. Bry don't fall for it, Thomas.
Okay.
I'm not doing it again. I don't really like speaking to myself, referring to myself in third person.
I don't like referring to you either.
Yeah, I don't blame you. If I don't like it, who's gonna? If you don't like yourself, no one will like you. is what I was always told, and I think it's true. Just curious though, because you said this was nearly one of your all-time favourites from its like just watching it.
Yeah.
Why isn't it?
I mean, why isn't it?
I have a theory. I'm just curious.
What's your theory?
My theory is you didn't want to cross off Cellular or London,
No, it's just not very me.
but it's also very you.
Like, it's a great film, but there's other films that I consider better. If I'd have got to it earlier, it'd have probably been in there. But I didn't, did I?
Also, I feel like this helps inspire The Matrix.
Yeah, we said that when the phone rings, I think, in like, the opening 5 minutes?
Yeah, there's something about the scene with her, and I think it's the opening scene of The Matrix with Trinity.
Yeah.
And I can't remember what it was, but it felt like there was a parallel.
Yeah, there's a bit of that.
Although, they're both 99, aren't they?
In 98.
But Matrix will already be in production. Would they have time to change?
Probably not.
So it could just be a style of that time.
Yeah.
Because you get that sometimes. But no, I'd need to get this on Blu-ray or something and fast. Because it's one of them films I could watch any day, I think.
Yeah.
It's not the Batman good, but hey, what is? That, the Batman's a 3-hour masterpiece that'll satisfy me till the end of time. It's crazy. You can watch Run Lola Run twice in the time you can watch the Batman.
Yeah, no.
Almost as good as well. You're probably getting more quality by watching Run Lola Run twice than you are watching the Batman once.
Yeah. I feel like I watched the Batman 9 times before I reached the end of Wakanda Forever.
I don't even want to talk about that film. You bring it up far too often, it just bothers me.
I spent a day watching that with you.
All I remember is Namor is in it, and T'Challa's not in it.
I forgot Ironheart was in it until the series was coming out.
I'd already forgot about that as well.
Yeah, I spent a day watching that movie.
But that's enough for MCU chat. Do we move on to In the Fade?
Sure, why not?
Okay, so that was Run Lola Run then. Now we're into 2017's In the Fade.
Es gab eine Explosion. Fahren Sie weiter.
Mein Mann hat sein Büro gleich da vorne.
Made on a budget of, couldn't find a number, so let's call it infinite dollars. And it grossed $5,104,963. Written and directed by Faith Aiken and co-written by Hark Bohm, starring Diane Kruger as Katya Sakershi, Dennis Machito as Danilo Fava, Numa Nekar as Nuri Sakershi, Samuel Muriel Chankrin as Birgit, and the synopsis, as IMDb has it, Katya's life collapses after the deaths of her husband and son in a bomb attack. After a time of mourning and injustice, Katya seeks revenge. Do you want to start?
Yeah, second time viewing this.
I also feel it could be my third. I don't know. I feel like I've watched it at home since we saw it in cinemas.
Yeah?
Yeah.
You might have.
It feels like a me thing to do.
Yeah.
Because I remember really adoring this film in the cinema.
Yeah, you probably saw it on Prime and thought, I'm going to watch that again.
Yeah.
That sounds like something you do.
It sounds very much like something I'd do.
Yeah. Even if you're not actually watching it at the time, like doing something else. You know what I mean?
Yeah. It's like, I've seen this recently. I'll have it on in the background while I read.
Yeah. Just to give it its view.
Yeah. I do that sometimes with a film. It's like, I don't fancy watching it right now, but I know that film needs views.
I know, that's why I said it. I don't make weird...
I know, but I just thought people listening might think, what a weird thing to do, so I'm just backing it up that story rings true.
Yeah, I've kind of forgot about it. No, I not forgot about it, but you bring it up every so often and remind me of its existence.
Thomas, it spoke to me on a core level.
I don't mean that in a bad way. I just kind of forget about it every so often, and then you remind me it exists.
I feel like it might be one of my favourite films, but also not one of my favourite films.
Oh, it's like Cellular for me.
Oddly, I thought I remembered this film so accurately, and at the same time, not.
Yeah.
Because there's courtroom drama in this.
Yeah.
And then there's the revenge aspect of it after the courtroom drama sizzles out.
Yeah.
I thought the courtroom drama part was a lot smaller of the film's runtime than the revenge section of the film's runtime, or about equal parts, because it's in 3 chapters. They actually break it into 3 chapters as well.
Yeah.
It turns out I was wrong.
Yeah.
The courtroom drama is a very hefty chunk of the movie.
Yeah. I think that's why I kept forgetting about it, especially when you kept bringing it up as like, it's the one where Diane Kruger goes on a revenge mission.
Yeah.
If you'd have said it's the one where Diane Kruger sits in a courtroom, I'd have been like, yes.
And there's that blast of rage where she slaps the defendant.
Yeah.
Yeah, great moment. Also, what a weird-looking courtroom.
Yeah.
Although we learnt about different courtrooms, because we didn't learn about different courtrooms. You assume all courtrooms
say, what have you been doing?
look like courtrooms that you see on TV,
Yeah.
but they're very English courtrooms.
Yeah.
We even see American courtrooms that also seem to have a very similar system and structure and design to our courtrooms.
Yeah.
So I'm guessing that comes from when we went and took over America,
Yeah.
and then America, like, we're not English anymore, and became America, and then stuck to many of our little things that make us who we are.
Yeah.
But that's another story. But then you look at European cinema and stuff, because there was, what was that one? It had PIMP by 50 Cent on the steel drums.
Yeah.
It did very well at the Oscars or something.
That's not Fall.
Anatomy of a Fall.
Yeah.
That had a good take on courtroom drama as well.
Yeah.
And that courtroom ran different to how our courtrooms are. I can't remember what country that was. I want to say Danish, Swedish, Scandinavian. Let's go Scandinavian.
Yeah, I'm going to say yes.
And then we see this courtroom in Germany.
Yeah.
Oh, that was something. Both these films are German. I don't think that we've made that obvious. And so it's just odd to see these different courtrooms play out differently. It's like, well, this doesn't quite feel right. But then you're thinking, oh, that's just because it's not an English courtroom. Or an American courtroom. Thieves. Can we sue them for that?
Us?
Yes, us specifically.
The whole of America.
Yes, their legal system of courtrooms.
Yeah, their legal system's going down.
I think we could do it, Thomas.
I think it's already gone down.
Just pass me a law book and I'll nail it.
I don't think they have a law system.
It's not looking like it. It's getting replaced by Doge, or Doge, however it's pronounced.
Donald.
Pretty sure it's Doge.
Yes.
I have a large fondness for this film, and I still do want to rewatch. It's just that I dilated one chunk of the film, and expanded the other.
Yeah.
The opening was exactly as I remember.
Watching it was like, I don't really have to watch this again. Like, I felt like I'd remembered it all quite well to say it was a film that I keep forgetting about.
The reason we've paired this with Run Lola Run isn't the fact that they're just both German. It's the fact that this is two different women handling the same or the similar dilemma in opposite approaches. Run Lola Run tackles it head first, really kinetic, frantic, constant in motion. Whereas Diane Kruger's Katya in this sits with it and is very still with it for most of the movie.
Yeah.
And I quite like the
contrast?
Yes, contrast. I couldn't think of the word. All I could think is the diametrically opposed, Thomas. And I couldn't get the term diametrically opposed. But yeah, they contrast each other quite well when it comes to the same topic, I guess. Do you have any more to say on this?
I was just about to say, you mentioned how it's in 3 chapters. And
yes.
Each chapter has a different way they're shot and filmed.
Yeah.
I do have some of the more technical stuff if people are interested in that.
So have I, but go on.
The first chapter, it's filmed on a mobile ARRI, it's a Super 16 mode to get a rougher look, and it's mostly outside shots. And then the second chapter, it's got it was new at the time, sharp anamorphic lenses. It's mostly static.
Yeah.
And then the third chapter is old vintage lenses.
Yeah.
Which I thought was cool.
Works though, doesn't it?
Oh, yeah.
I mean, I don't think it's something obvious either when you're watching the film, but once you read that, that's what they did, you're like, oh, that was that weird subtle shift in tone.
Yeah.
And obviously the home video segments were shot on regular smartphones for realism.
Yeah. I thought it was pretty cool.
Yeah, definitely.
I do sort of notice that it's different while watching
it,
but knowing how they do it, and they do actually make that big difference.
And I think that you can notice it, but it's like a subconscious thing as well. Like, you're not actually aware of that change, but it's clearly changing. And like I said, when I read it, I was like, it instantly hit me because I'd noticed it, but clearly subconsciously. But as soon as I read that, my mind flicked back to the images of the film in my head, and I was like, oh god, yeah.
Yeah. And when you're watching it, you kind of think, like, well, it's a few different locations or whatever. But
and that was the cinematographer, Rainer Klausman.
Yeah.
Just to clarify.
Yeah, they did The Invasion.
Daniel Craig and Nicole Kidman.
Yeah.
We just had that advertised when we watched my DVD of The Brave One.
Yeah.
I don't remember seeing Daniel Craig anywhere in the trailer as I whipped through it at times 10 speed. And the composer is John Homme, founder of Queens of the Stone Age, wrote the film's score.
Yeah. That's where the translated title comes from in the Fade. It's one of the Queens of the Stone Age songs from the 2000 album Rated R.
Oh, right, okay, I didn't see that, or if I did, I just looked past it.
Yeah, the original title had translate to Out of Nowhere.
Oh, was it Out of Nowhere, its original title?
Yeah.
Oh, right, I thought it said Nicked, which I thought was Night.
Yeah.
Also, I think this is, well, we've mentioned the courtroom stuff and how long it's in there. I feel this is a more serious, grounded film than what Run Lola Run is.
Oh, for sure.
Run Lola Run, I think, is a film you can just whack on at 1 a.m. and just go like, this is bloody great.
Yeah.
This is more of a film where it's like, I think you need to know a little bit about it before you go in, because it is a heavier film, emotionally and stuff, I think.
Maybe for some people.
Yeah.
I didn't know anything about this film when I first watched it.
No, neither did I. I just remember, I think, seeing something burning in the trailer and was like, oh, that looks good. It's always good when something burns, isn't it?
Depends what. I don't really like my Nightwing comics going up in flames.
Let's find out.
I'd rather not.
Okay. But I mean, just to prove my point though about this being a more serious film, it's inspired by historical and political things. The bombing in the film at the beginning, where she loses her husband and child, is loosely based on the 2004 terrorist attack in, is it pronounced Cologne? Or just spelt like that?
I'm not sure.
Where a neo-Nazi group detonated a nail bomb in front of a Turkish barber shop, injuring 22 people. The epilogue references real events detailing how the National Socialist Underground in Germany carried out shootings and bombings targeting immigrants between 2002 and 2007. Golden Dawn member Nicholas Marquis Yanis Economidis runs a hotel named Hotel Old Dream, likely referencing Athens' real-life Hotel New Dream, owned by the wife of Golden Dawn's leader. And I was quite surprised, I didn't know. This film, Germany selected in the Fade as its official submission for Best Foreign Language Film in the 90th Academy Awards of 2018, which I didn't know.
No.
And I was supposed to look at what did win Best Foreign Film.
Nope, he's on it.
Live Google, people. I hate how the word foreign is spelt. It looks so foreign. Okay, it was won by a fantastic woman. You're not going to ask me what her name was. Oh, I had to see the poster, but I recognise the poster.
Yeah.
I think we might have seen it.
Yeah, we are.
Yeah. That was a good film.
Yeah.
I was just going to say, it's not in the Fade though, is it?
No.
Is there anything more you want to say on this?
Don't believe so.
No? Which one are you going to recommend out of the two?
Run Lola Run.
Yes. Sadly, that's my favourite out of the two.
Sadly.
Yeah, because I do really bloody love In the Fade, Thomas. It's a film that's lingered with me since I watched it.
Yeah.
I think Diane Kruger's brilliant in it.
Yeah, she is.
She brings a real gravitas to the role. Just a really good take on grief, I think.
Yeah.
She don't really say much in the film, and I think that's what's quite fascinating. I also like how the bombers, when they're in the court trial and stuff, well, they might not even be the bombers, really, when you think how the film plays out.
Yeah.
Spoilers there, I guess, but also not. They take a real back seat. They probably have like one line each throughout the whole film.
Yeah.
Which I think is also an interesting choice.
Yeah.
It is really about Diane Kruger's Katya character and how she reacts with things.
Yeah.
And I also really like her lawyer, father, played by Moschito.
Yeah.
Or Mosquito.
Oh my god, please tell me it's Mosquito.
It could be though, couldn't it?
Yeah.
But I don't think it is if it's German. It'd be Moschito, wouldn't it? Yeah, I found him to be a decent character.
Yeah.
Sadly, he kind of fades out towards the end, doesn't he?
Yeah.
I think both films are phenomenal for different reasons. Like I said, they're kind of polar opposites, but they tackle the same theme. I think they're both some of the finest leading characters in female-fronted films.
Yeah.
I like characters like these, though.
How they barely say anything but get the job done.
No, they just feel more nuanced and real somehow, even though you can have Run Lola Run that's not particularly realistic. It's very stylized, but you believe it.
Yeah.
You know, because it's just done so well. And then there's Diane Kruger's Katya that actually feels like somebody you could pass on the street.
Yeah.
Great style choice as well with how she dressed. She had that cool leather jacket.
Yeah.
And then it was like near the end of the film that I realised she's dressed like Kristen Ritter's Jessica Jones.
Yeah. It took you ages.
which is a show I absolutely adore. You want any closing thoughts before you sign us out?
Such as?
Well, I just felt like I just did a bit of closing thoughts from my little thing on each film. I wondered if you want to do the same.
No, I'm fine.
Okay. He's fine, people. And then a few words.
Did you want me to sign us out? Or?
A few words and fewer fingers. What?
What?
I don't know. It just sounded right in my head.
What do you want about?
A man of few words and fewer fingers.
I don't even know what that means.
I guess it means that you get more than 10 words said.
Alright. Okay.
Or you've lost fingers.
That's what I was thinking. I thought it was like a weird threat, like you're going to cut my fingers off.
No.
I'll sign us out, yeah?
Yeah, go on. Go for it.
That's the end of the show. Thank you for joining us this week, and if you haven't already, click like and subscribe. A glowing review would also be appreciated. We are Cynic_critique on X and Instagram, and Cynic-critique on Blue Sky. Links to those and more can be found in the show's description, and remember to join us next week as we continue Femme Fatales season with Lady Snowblood, its sequel, Love Song and Vengeance, and personal favourite of mine, Chocolate.
You could say we found a taste for vengeance.
I've been waiting to say that.
All episode. Bye.